Okay, our topic is solving equations that become quadratic equations. So we have here an equation. Okay, there are denominators as you can see. Then we cannot see an exponent 2. So we cannot determine if this is a quadratic equation. So let us try to remove 24 and x by multiplying by the LCD. Okay, so the LCD of 24 and x is 24x. So I will just multiply both sides by 24 and x. Okay, so I think left side, this is the right side. Okay, since our right side is 0, 0 times 24 times x, the answer which is 0. Okay, so ang problem natin yung left side. Okay, now, we are going to multiply this to this, dividing by 24. Since meron tayong 24 here and 24 in the denominator, we can just cancel it out. So may natira, which is x, then x minus 2. Okay, then let's proceed to the next one. Okay, so we have noticed that x is the denominator, then we have here the numerator na i-multiply natin, which is x also. We can cancel it out. So we have 1 here, then we have 24. Okay, let us now try to use distributive property here. So x times x, that is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Negative 1 times 24 is negative 24 is equal to 0. Okay, it became a quadratic equation. So you have noticed that it is in the second degree. Now, how to get the root? Remember, there are 3 ways in getting the root. First, factoring. Next is completing the square. Then the third is quadratic formula. I'll be using the factoring method. Okay, 1 times negative 24, that is negative 24. I'll just copy the middle term here. Okay, now I'll be thinking of 2 numbers. The answer is negative 24, so I think that is 6 and 4. One of them must be negative. The middle is negative, so the bigger number is negative. Okay, dividing it by the first term, so we have negative 6, then this is 4. So the factors are x minus 6 times the quantity x plus 4 is equal to 0. So finding the roots, we just try to change the sign of this, equating both factors to 0. So x is equal to positive 6 and x is equal to negative 4. So these are the roots. Now, another way in solving for this is, let's try to copy x minus 2 over 24. Let us just transpose it to the right side, so that will become positive. Okay, now, if I have here 2 fractions, one in the left, one on the right, let us just cross multiply. So we have x times the quantity x minus 2 is equal to 24 times 1 is 24. Let's distribute this, x squared minus 2x is equal to 24. Transposing 24 on the left side. So x squared minus 2x minus 24 is equal to 0, which is the same as this one, right? Okay. Okay, let's have another example. So we have the denominators which are the same. So all we have to do is we can multiply both sides by the denominator x minus 3 since they are the same. But kung parehas lang ang denominator, we can just cancel them. Okay, so meron na tayong x squared is equal to 9. Okay, so the method that we are going to use for this is extracting the root. So we will get the square root both sides. So square root of x squared is x is equal to, again, do not forget, the square root of any positive number is the plus or minus. Okay, the square root of 9, which is 3. So the roots are positive 3 and negative 3. Okay, one more example. So we have noticed that 6 has a denominator of x. Now, how to remove this? We will multiply both sides by x. Okay, so x times x, that is x squared. Okay, so since we have x here as the denominator, then we will multiply by x, so we can just cancel it out. So that is 6 is equal to, okay, 5 times x, that is 5x. Now we can just arrange it in standard form. So let us transpose 5x on the left side. So x squared minus 5x. Remember that the x must be written first before the constant. So we'll just copy the constant. Plus 6 is equal to 0. So it is an example of a quadratic equation already in the second degree. So I'll be factoring it out to get the roots. So 1 times 6 is 6. I'll just copy negative 5 as the middle term. Okay, I'll be thinking of 2 numbers. We have 3 and 2. The answer is 6. Since negative ito. Okay, So they are both negative. If I multiply the two negatives, the answer is positive. If I solve the operation of this, negative 3 and negative 2, the answer is negative 5. So dividing both sides or both this by the first term, so we have negative 3 and negative 2. So the factors are x minus 3 times the quantity x minus 2 is equal to 0. So x is equal to positive 3, then the other is x is equal to positive 2. As simple as that. Then this is the alternative way. So x plus 6 over x is equal to 5. Okay, we can put 1 as the denominator here. We can use the bad boy method. Okay, x times x is x squared. Okay, 1 times 6 is positive 6 all over. Okay, 1 times x is equal to 5. Okay, so denominator of 5 is 1. Since I have here two fractions already in the left and on the right side of the equation, I can just cross multiply. So x squared plus 6 is equal to 5x. So transposing 5x here, so x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. That is just the same as this one. Okay, let's have another example. So this is complicated. All have a denominator, so meaning 10 over x minus 10 over x minus 2 is equal to negative 1 over 4. So the denominators are different. So ang LCD niyan, the least common denominator, are the 3. So let us try to multiply both sides by x minus 2 and by 4. That is, those are the denominators. Okay, both sides pati din dito. Okay, so we have x minus 2, then the 4. Okay, so we have here the denominator x, so si x lang yung makakancel out natin. So meron tayong quantity x minus 2, meron tayong 4, at syempre si 10. Okay, then minus. Okay, let's multiply this. So we have the x minus 2. Okay, so x minus 2 meron, we can cancel it out. So meron tayong x, meron tayong 4, at syempre meron tayong 10. Okay, ito yung 10 is equal to, okay, dito na tayo sa right side. Okay, the denominator is 4, so si 4 lang ang makakancel. So we have negative 1 remain here, then x minus 2. Okay, so we will multiply everything. So I'll just copy x minus 2 here. 4 times 10 is 40, minus, let's multiply this one, x times 4 times 10, that is 40x is equal to, okay, so negative 1 times x, that is negative x, then we have x minus 2. Okay, so we will use distributive property here. Okay, x times 40, that is 40x, negative 2 times 40, that is negative 80. Okay, let's just copy negative 40x here. Is equal to, let us multiply, negative x times x is negative x squared. Negative x times negative 2, that is positive 2x. Okay, so ngayon, we have noticed na mayroong 40x tapos mayroong minus 40x, so that is 0. We can cancel it out. Okay, let us transform into standard. Equating to 0, so lahat ng nasa right side, we are going to transform or transpose in the left side. So ito, lipat. Punta ron. So it will become, since that is negative, will become positive. So that is x squared. Okay, lipat din to doon. Positive 2x, that will become negative 2x. Okay, I'll just copy negative 80. Si negative 80, since hindi siya na-transpose, still negative pa rin siya, is equal to 0. Okay, so we have noticed this is an example of a quadratic equation. So we can solve and we can find the roots. Okay, if I'll be using factoring method, okay, so 1 times negative 80 is negative 80. Then the middle term is negative 2. So I'll be thinking of negative 80. So the numbers to be multiplied are, I think, 10 and 8. Okay, so para maging negative tayo, 1 must be negative, so negative 10. So si 10 ang negative since the middle term is negative, so the bigger number must be negative. Okay, dividing by the first term, which is 1, okay, is equal to negative 10. 8 divided by 1 is equal to 8. Okay, so we have here the factors, x minus 10 and x plus 8 is equal to 0. Okay, so let us just change the sign, equating both factors to 0. X is equal to 10, x is equal to negative 8.